highest anything.
News is brought to you by Weather Forecast.
Welcome back. So the changes here as promised. Stay on camera with me for a minute. I just want to pass along some storm reports locally from earlier. Part of the roof, Annie's Produce and Sherrill, gone. Utility poles also down in that area. Also reports of damage in and around the area of Clinton High School. Poland and Frankfurt also have trees and power lines down, and the winds aren't going to slow down as we go into the evening. Before all of this party, we got to 61. So that officially means a new record for the date. Goes back 70 years. And the temperature has dropped 20 degrees in 1 hour. We had a gust to 47 miles per hour at Griffiths Park in Rome. It's 38 now. That west and northwest wind, like I said, not going to slow down, and we're going to see higher gusts. West-northwest sustained, meaning it's constant at 24 miles an hour. So there could be strong damaging wind gusts as we go through the evening, and then we're going to be turning our attention to accumulating lake effect snow. We have winter weather advisories in effect for southern Herkimer County, into Otsego County, northern parts of Oneida. The dark green here is a lake effect snow warning. That does include the city of Utica, down Route 8 into parts of Madison County to points west out towards Syracuse. More on the snow in a moment. Let's talk about the wind first. So it's a high wind warning for the Mohawk Valley. Otsego County, it's a wind advisory. So here's a sampling of some of the winds that we are expecting here. As we go through the evening, notice gusts fairly consistent. 40, 45 miles per hour, and if anything, they accelerate a little bit more. So by 11 o'clock or so, 45, 50 miles per hour, 50 mile per hour gust in Little Falls. So there could be some isolated power outages too, and it's going to stay windy right into the day tomorrow, although the wind speeds will come down slightly. Look at this sharp what we call prefrontal line of downpours and storms. Usually these things about 50 to 75 miles out ahead of the main cold front. The main cold front right there. You see that sharp line of snow? That's the main cold front. And you can see how this is all changing over to snow. So we're going to get a burst of snow here this evening. It's very heavy rain from Cherry Valley down 166 to Milford and Cooperstown, down towards Lawrence and Oneonta, and then also up here in the Mohawk Valley, along the thruway towards Herkimer. We're starting to see a little bit of that wet snow mix in some of the hills of the Mohawk Valley. Just rain downtown now, but like I said, this will be changing to snow. Some of these other storm reports coming in. Verona, large trees down, taking wires down. That report from 4:30. And even off to the west, I mean, look at the Hancock Airport, a 53 mile per hour wind gust in Syracuse, 61 mile per hour wind gust out in Ontario, which is in Wayne County. So the winds will continue to ramp up here as the snow fills in this evening. Then watch as we go into tonight. Lake effect snow develops. Notice the focus is down to the south. Now, I think everyone's going to get a few inches of snow, but it will pile up quite a bit, especially along the Route 20 corridor. Blustery, cold, lake effect snow Thursday. Areas of blowing snow around as well before that all tapers and kind of lifts north by the day on Friday. All right, let's talk about how much snow we're expecting. So I think locally 2 to 4 is a fairly good bet here in the city of Utica and over into parts of Herkimer County. But notice, however the wind direction lines up, and that's the key here, where does this exact wind direction point the most intense lake effect? I mentioned down towards the Route 20 corridor. The wind fields right around 7. I mean, don't take these numbers for gospel, but basically the bottom line right in here, I would not be surprised in this darker blue and purple if there were 7 to 10 inches by the time we get into the day on Thursday. So rain changes to snow and lake effect snow overnight. Temperatures will drop into the teens by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, windy, cold, lake effect snow, areas of blowing snow. Wind chills will feel like the single digits with a high of 26 By Friday, sunny and near 50 as March comes in like a lamb. Unfortunately, I've had to add some wet weather Saturday. It's a little cooler, some light rain and drizzle, 48, but warming right back up again as we go into Sunday and into early next week. A few showers Tuesday, and then it's odd to think that we're going to be in March, and I have to use the word cooler in quotation marks by Wednesday with temperatures in the low 50s. That's still not bad.
No, not bad at all. Take a look at some of those maps that you were showing earlier. Can you explain to me what the difference is? Because it kind of split our coverage area in half of wind warnings and advisories.
That's a jurisdiction issue because there's the National Weather Service Albany, which belongs to Herkimer. The Otsego County is Binghamton. We're Binghamton as well. So it's just a jurisdictional thing.
Got it.
As to why they do it that way, don't ask me.
There's no confusion there
The bottom line, wind, wet, lake effect snow. There you go.
All right. That's what to expect the next few hours.
Yep.
That's it. Well, the state is trying to promote legal marijuana sales by shutting down illegal.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Well, Mother Nature giving us the old 1-2 today. So we started like spring, and now we're right back into winter. The record high today, 60, officially 61. The highest. I'll double check that, but you know, we did at least tie, if not break, the record for today. All right, we are dealing with a gusty wind now. Temperature still downtown on the way down, 28 now. Winds are west at 28. We've had higher gusts. As a matter of fact, around 9 o'clock, gusts eclipsed 55 miles an hour. So we've had some isolated damage being reported as well. The winds are going to stay frisky right through the overnight. So here's the deal. Lake effect snow is also filling in. Lake effect snow warnings for Utica, Rome, Madison County. These are winter weather advisories, southern Herkimer and Otsego County. Let's talk about the wind, though. High wind warning. And this is already verified, like I was just talking about, that gust to 55 miles an hour. So we're still going to hang out in that neighborhood. Strong gusts northwesterly, so ushering in much colder air. We could see gusts upwards 45, 50 here for the next few hours. It's going to stay gusty through the day on Thursday. However, the winds will slowly start to slow down, but they don't quit completely. And notice the angle here of the winds. So they're west and northwest. That's important to the forecast, and here's why. Look at the lake effect snow that is developing. Now, winds are westerly right now, so you can see that's how the bands are behaving, right? So pretty good lake effect snow band near Oneida, just to the north of Rome, and then you can see a few more lake effect snow bands down to the south here. Let's go in a little closer. So this is southern Oneida County. That's Route 8 to Richfield Springs down towards Bridgewater. Some snow there. There's the snow. This is slowly starting to sag a little bit more to the south into the city of Rome right now, as winds are going to shift from westerly to a little bit more northwesterly. So we'll take you out a little wider. The front moved through earlier, and I want to draw your attention to what's going on. Couple of things. That's Lake Huron. That's Georgian Bay. Notice these streamers right in here. You see that connection? Whenever you have a connection like that, we start to get our interest kind of peaks because that's going to develop a pretty good lake effect snow band that will be near and just south of the city through the overnight. Lake effect snow will be heavy at times, and look at it, just kind of hanging out right into Thursday midday, and then we will start to slowly see the lake effect snow break up and fizzle. By Friday, we should have more sunshine. Here's some new information. Wherever that lake effect snow band sets up, look at that. Maybe a foot, Cuse, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches down along the Route 20 corridor. Utica, Rome, about 2 to 4. So we'll be watching that lake effect fill in tonight. We had rain earlier. It's now over to snow. It will be gusty, turning much colder. Tomorrow, lake effect snow, blowing and drifting, a high of 26. It's going to feel like the single digits. And then by Friday, for March 1st, in like a bashful little lamb with sunshine and 50. A little bit cooler Saturday, some light rain or drizzle. Looks like a chance now for that. And we start to warm up again as we get into next week. Low, perhaps mid-60s by Monday before we start to cool off a little bit by mid next week. I notice I have cooler in quotes.
Yeah, when you're getting changes like that, you know, from the 60 to 64 to 52 down there, that's a little cooler in beginning of March.
But still, not bad for March.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. You know, I noticed, you know, taking a look back at what some of the snow totals we're looking at from our 6 o'clock show over on WTR, our sister station. I mean, there was differences in there of 3-4 inches. Are we expecting that to go even a little higher?
It could, but it's going to be such a sharp gradient between like 2-3 inches to maybe a foot within like 20 minutes. That's how it's going to go.
I think regardless, the answer is to make sure that the salt, the shovel.
It'll be tricky traveling tomorrow morning.
Ready to go.
And this is why it's crazy to be a meteorologist trying to predict that.
Always changes. Just a few hours. You never know what's going to happen.
Just wait 5 minutes. Never more truer. Truer words were never spoken.
Yeah, you can also wait 5 minutes, well, a little less than 5 minutes. We'll go over all the biggest scores from around the Mohawk Valley in sports tonight. That's right after this break.
Your eyewitness weather forecast.
What a colossal change. I mean, it was in the 60s. You don't need me to tell you that if you were out earlier this afternoon. And now, weather whiplash, man. That cold front came through, knocked our temperatures down 20 degrees in like 1 hour. And they are going to continue to sail down tonight downtown. We've got some lake effect snow. That is filling in. Winds are north and westerly now, starting to shift a little bit. 30-mile-per-hour sustained wind. We've had frequent gusts, though, up to 50. It's 26 degrees. Earlier, right around 9 o'clock, we had a wind gust to 55. And since then, we've had a few gusts upwards of 50 miles an hour. Winds out of the west and becoming a little bit more northwesterly now. That's going to get lake effect snow going. It already is doing so. Winter weather advisory, southern Herkimer, Otsego, lake snow warning, Utica, Rome. Wind warnings continue through the rest of the night. Speaking to the fact that, yeah, we could still have a few gusts approach 50, 55 miles an hour. So here's kind of the sample of the wind that we're seeing. That front came on through. Now we're seeing the winds fill in. Notice as we go through the rest of the evening here, we could see 45, 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts out of the north and west, and that is an important part to this forecast. And the winds have been westerly for a majority of the evening, but now we're starting to see a little bit of change here. So this lake effect snow band 30 minutes ago was over the city and just north, and now it's starting to jog south. So that is the first sign that the winds are starting to shift. We go down to the south, southern Herkimer County, into southern Oneida, near Paris. Some lake effect snow, and also down here, Otsego County, 166, slicing over to just north of Worcester. A little bit of a snow shower there. And a couple of things going on here I want to point out to you. This is why wind direction is so important. That's Lake Huron. That's Georgian Bay, and we're seeing the Lake Huron-Georgian Bay connection with Lake Ontario. Whenever you see that, our radars our antennas go up, because that is a perfect wind alignment for a single lake effect snow band, which we're starting to see evolve here, and that wind direction will determine where the heaviest of the snow goes and where it points the heaviest of lake effect snow. I think it's going to be near and just south of Utica, down towards Route 20. I think those are going to be the areas that win the snowflake money. And then as we go through the course of the day, Thursday, blustery and cold, all day long, northwesterly winds. It's going to feel like the single digits with lake effect snow around before tapering and shifting to the north by Thursday night. When all is said and done, probably 2 to 4 inches here locally. But notice, down along Route 20, that's where we could have 6 to 10 inches. southern Oneida County down towards the wind fields, and then stretching over into, say, around Chittenango and towards Cuse, maybe a foot of snow out that way. Weather whiplash, man. Down to 18 by morning with lake effect snow filling in. Areas of blowing snow through the day tomorrow. Additional 1 to 2 inches. A high of 26. That number is going to feel more like the single digits. But it's for one day. By Friday, march in like a lamb. Sunny. 50. I've had to put some wet weather in for Saturday. It doesn't look like a washout, but some light rain, some drizzle. I know, boo hiss. But it'll be all better. By Sunday into next week, we're right through the roof again with temperatures in the low and mid 60s.
I will say, taking a look at what we're kind of expecting for tomorrow morning, I know some schools have already kind of backed things up a little bit in preparation for that.
Yeah, some spots are going to have a tough go of it, but it could be slick just about everywhere. Just for the sheer fact alone that we went from like 62
Unbelievable.
with rain to 28, little coating of ice. So yeah, it could be a little tricky tomorrow morning.
I was going to say, if you're prepared for that and what we went through already today, got to be prepared for tomorrow morning.
Just get through tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then it's all better.
One of those schools is Utica University, who has actually backed their classes up till 10 o'clock. We've got the details on that, along with the details on a fire in Cornhill this afternoon that severely damaged a Utica home. We'll see all